And continuing, as we said, in the vein that we started with ICAS 2007, the 3 questions that we asked a number of people there, well, we did the same thing at AEA 2008. Second question, what were those things that you saw or were aware of coming into this convention that gave you concern? What are the cautions, the hazards, the storms on the horizon, the storm clouds on the horizon, if you will, that you are concerned about going into this year?
Oh, it's obvious there's one very important thing. Where are we going to get the mechanics and technicians to maintain small aircraft?
You know, in this industry, we're hearing so much about the economy and loss of jobs and unemployment, and that's not the case in avionics at all. We are desperate for technicians, and there are jobs open everywhere, but we don't have the kids excited about it. So we need to get back into the high schools and let kids know about jobs in avionics and aircraft maintenance and give them scholarships. And we have a huge scholarship program, and some of them go unused. So we need to really let people know about these exciting opportunities in avionics and aircraft maintenance.
We're going to try to do something about it. Right here at AEA, we're giving away $4,000 or $5,000 scholarships to some avionics technicians who would like to get half of their private certificate, meaning the recreational license.
You know, fuel prices, they drive a lot of people to fly a little less. And, you know, we're an MRO company, so we do maintenance and retrofits and modifications. So fuel prices, the economy, you know, it's always, of course, the elections, everybody the election year, they have a tendency to spend a little less and develop the wait-and-see approach.
Aero-TV is brought to you by Cirrus aircraft have always been easy to fly. Now they're easier than ever to buy. A complete line of ownership programs gives you everything you need to purchase, trade, finance, lease, insure, and warranty your Cirrus. There's even an ownership program for non-pilots. The Cirrus Access Pilot can teach you how to fly or fly the plane for you. Find out more at www.cirrusdesign.com. Cirrus, for the love of flying.
Well, obviously the user fee situation is one that concerns us, and as long as the budget is in the air and being batted back and forth like a ping pong ball, and Congress can't seem to make up their minds on anything, and Senator Rockefeller has tirades that he levels at people, and we have the other side that can't seem to come up with how they want to fund the FAA. So we're in a situation there that it leaves a lot of questions and some concern.
You know, you keep an eye on the FAA and keep an eye on government regulations, but you know, we work around those things.
I think, as Hal Shever said here earlier, we have a lack of maintenance people. It's hard to find anybody really good in avionics these days. I won't fly to another airport to save 50 cents, $1, $2 on gas, but I'll go a long way to find someone who knows how to put in a new avionics system in my airplane. And you don't find that very often. You find just a few shops that can really do that kind of work.
Issues about the coming up DAR, the ability to make our repair station certificate exactly what it's meant to be. They give it to us and then sometimes they pull the power away for us to actually return aircraft to service. We'd like to see the repair station certificate mean what it used to. So as far as being able to return certain things to service based on our experience, we'd like to see that happen.
I think the cautions are equal to what everybody else has. I think that the high avgas prices are kind of threatening the amount of flying that a lot of the aircraft owners are going to be able to do in the future. And hopefully, you know, things will turn around and gas prices will go down a little bit lower so that they could utilize their airplanes. And when they utilize their airplanes, then they also have the money to go ahead and upgrades and do things like that that will consist of our equipment.
Well, you know, I think definitely keep an eye on the overall economy and just how that's going to affect the industry. As you're well aware, you know, we used to think that this industry was recession-proof. We found out it wasn't. But it's almost kind of getting back to that feeling where you may see a little dip, but it stays pretty level. So we're pretty excited, especially with the new ADS-B mandate and the opportunities that might have for us. So we're pretty excited about the future.
Aero-TV is brought to you by
Today, There is an affordable, high-performance, easy-to-own and easy-to-operate very light jet designed with you in mind. Far less expensive than any other twin-engine jet to buy, it is also the least expensive to own and operate. It is the Eclipse 500, the jet that's easy to buy, easy to fly, and fun to own. The jet for you.
There's been some issues. One of the things that we see is the WAAS certification on the Part 25 aircraft. It is of a lot of concern to me right now, because I see the FAA, and I applaud the FAA for putting the approaches together that they have and implementing these approaches. I'd really like to see them shove some money down into the certification portions of the FAA to give a little better guidelines to just exactly how are we going to do this. The Part 23 world, single engine, anything under 12.5, pretty much has its way of they've got their path through an STC AML. We're not quite that lucky on the Part 25 world. It's a little tighter, and now what we're finding out is the possibility exists that architecture on some of the older EFA systems and some of the some of that architecture is maybe a little maxed out, and maybe some of these aircraft are not going to be able to get WAAS certification.
For us, I would say what is happening with the economy as far as even travel. Of course, it's affecting everything because of the gas prices, and people are concerned about the economics and, as far as money goes, of course. So I would think that's the biggest thing that I've heard from the people that we're dealing with.
I'm also concerned about the changes in the leadership of the FAA, which direction they're going as a knee-jerk reaction to that of the recent airline problems. That doesn't necessarily affect GA and the corporate and the some of the light cargo markets as much, because maintenance philosophies are different there. We have technical data that come from the OEMs that we follow diligently because we're required to do that. I'm just concerned about how the FAA is going to approach how hard the shoe is going to come down.
I think I'm not alone in this particular sentiment, but when it comes to funding the ATC system and so on and so forth, let's go with the if it ain't broke, don't fix it approach.